All right, everyone. Hello again as we begin part two of our newest game in Final Fantasy IV Ultima Plus. As you can see, now we can finally show the screen. Remember, as I said yesterday, this is created by an 8-bit fan. I'm going to get this correct on who did it. One moment. So the creator is created by a 8-bit fan. Chili Fast is the tech producer, Flame Purge, script supervisor, Alice Ellen, script consultant, and XJ4, that's Jack's resource design, all created this ROM hack, which is awesome. Probably one of the better ones next to T Edition. So, before we begin, if you're new here, a thumbs up and a follow on YouTube as we head for 100 over there to start, and on Twitch, a follow and a sub as we head towards 100 followers over there. So, it would greatly help me on either channel. So, remember last time we began, we got through the opening and we made it all the way to the cave before continuing the waterway to get to Damcyan. So, let's get moving. If you have questions, I'll be glad to answer them. So, we are back in here. So, we will take our time tonight. We're in no hurry. So, let's get going. We're already healed and ready. So, if you remember what I equipped, okay, so let's head in. So we know what happens here. And please chat on either Twitch or YouTube. Please tell me if the stream differs. It's very important, I know. Okay, so remember in the vanilla version this area was quite difficult and you wanted to avoid fighting as much as you can for the boss. Pretty much it's the same here. Don't do too much. So these mini majors have a chance to give the superior shield. Well, good evening, Beastie Man. Welcome. I hope your evening's going well. Yay, a ruby ring. We'll sell that. No, I actually got it from Twitch. Getting such crappy items, but those aren't crappy on your first playthrough. So Silk Web and Hermes. You gotta get rid of some of this stuff. Just cleaning out my inventory. Get rid of that. We don't need that. We technically, I could use that just for fun. So Beastie Man, if you plan to have this in the background and continue your thing, that's awesome. Okay, we have our boss coming up. Which I can one-shot. silk web. I could one-shot this, which I will anyway. Okay, we made it out. Now we need to take everything off the teller. So this happens exactly the same. So we pick up the treasures here. The wooden bow, the fire arrows. Mid potion. Ether. Ice arrows. Do I still have the healing? Okay, no I don't, that's fine. Ten. And now we get the infamous meme. Anna, are you all right? What did this man do to you? Father, Edward is the Prince of Damcyan. He dressed as a bard to visit me in Kaipo. Forgive me for running away, but I love Edward. We were about to leave to ask your blessing for our marriage. Then Galbaz and the Red Wings attacked the castle. Of course he did. You love him that much? I do, and I love you too, Father. All I know is he's gathering crystals. Enough won't bring him. Curse you, Galbaz. I'm coming to avenge my daughter. You can't go alone. I need no help. This is my own affair. He knows he can't do it alone. Sage Teller left. Stop it. You're a grown up. I lost my mom and I'm not gonna cry anymore. Good job, Rydia. You're acting like an adult. No, we need you. You're not the only one suffering. I'm sure Anna wouldn't want you to help those in need. I'm looking for a sand ruby. You need me? Yes, you. Your friend sounds important. You shouldn't lose her. The sand ruby is made of the secretions of the antlion. We can use the hovercraft. Bard Edward joined. That opening up there has an optional super boss that will remain closed for most of the game. We'll be coming back and doing that way later. One moment, I need to check a message. Sorry about that, I'm back. So, we now have the hovercraft. Now, we can head back to Kaipo if you need something out of there, or we can head over here. We might be able, we can't get over there without. I believe we need a chocobo to get over there. But there's a cave right here that has treasure in it. But we need to equip Edward. So, Edward, because he doesn't have any magic, but he can equip almost any weapon. any of the most powerful weapons he can equip. So we're going to give him an Ultima 2, the Celestial Shield, the Admin, right. I need to go make room. I'm all out of space. I don't need the fire and ice arrows. I don't need the wooden bow, and I definitely don't need that. So I'm going to equip Edward Celestial Shield. We'll give him the lunar helmet. The admin armor and Omega wing. So he's pretty fast right now. Okay, now we need to make room again, so let us draw it off. And yes, you have to constantly make room. That's why it's good that you have the fat chocobo to do it. I would recommend on a first playthrough, if you're not feeling confident, head back to Kuiper, do some leveling, pick up some better weapons, since you are limited to just Kuiper to buy stuff right now. Oh, why am I give him that? I should give him his best harp. That is the Loki loot. Harps aren't all that strong, but we'll drain in there. Okay. The Antlion's Cave. I mean, I could turn off encounters, I will not. Even now, Edward's actually useful. His sing is good, his salve is good. Couple of turtles. Make sure, as usual, you're scanning everything you come across to add it to your bestiary. Life. I once again left the description to get to the site where you can patch to play this game. The only thing that is required is Final Fantasy II US ROM. That's it. Patch it, add in what you want, and you'll be able to play. It's a lot simpler. Side. Heal. Burst. One moment. Sorry about that. I gotta remember check Taro's Art, Giant Babel, and a couple of other areas. There might be something hidden I've been missing. The Whisker. The Tritalk. The Tritalk's actually a good early game staff or wand for Black Mage. Like I said, make sure you're scanning as you go. You're scanning any new enemy. A remedy is pretty good. Like I said, make sure you're scanning the weepers that are in here. Any new enemies. One moment. Okay. Sorry about that. And an exit door. captain. Make sure you scan that one. Another high potion. Not bad. Let's go ahead, save. We don't need to waste a tent here. Black gauntlets, oak gloves. Drain. Another remedy. No, that doesn't work. So, Firefall. Another mid potion. Okay, next boss upcoming. There is nothing in here treasure-wise. I can one-shot the Antlion. Let's go, Rydia. So, make sure you scan the Antlion to gain it for the Bestiary. It's got 2400 HP. Do not forget, because the next time won't be until you get to the boss rush. And you gain the Holy Arrows. So, let's use that exit door. And let's head down, save Rosa, and continue. Let's do a save. Okay. Hmm? Huh? They said you died in the earthquake and miss. I didn't believe it, and I set out after you. I'm sorry I worried you. I have a question. Who is Garbus? The king invited him to lead the Red Wings in your absence, but his majesty's no longer the man he once was. Yes. Crystals, the water crystal is already in his hand, so is the fire crystal. Is Fable. Garbaz is moving fast. Too fast. Traveling there means scaling Mount Hobbs, whose trails cover the thick ice this season. Now, it says Rydia, can you cast fire? No, I can't, although she can summon Ifrit, which is fire anyway, so this isn't actually true. She can. To go very far without a white wizard. Wants to be with you. Can she find Rosa? Let's go together, but the hour is late. At least rest one more night. Okay, white wizard Rosa join. And now we'll get that night. Now, I never figured out, is this Anna attempting to try to get Edward to move on? Because Edward starts playing his harp. And then somehow a monster appears, as if someone summoned it. So, this will count as a boss at the boss rush, but you can't scan it right now, so make sure to get it there. I don't know, did Anna send this monster out, force Edward to fight and to forget about her? I've already killed it. That would give you quite a bit of levels on your first playthrough. Edward, I must go. Anna, please don't leave me. Protect the crystals and share the love with the world as you did with me. Oh, it's possible her spirit has finally been put to rest. So, we now have a team of 4. So, we now have Rosa, so almost have my ultimate team, my ultimate endgame team. So we need to get stuff out for her. We don't need the mid potions, all potions. So, we have Perseus arrows. So we're gonna give her the Perseus bow, the best bow in the game. And we'll give her this one. Those arrows. And we need the Perseus bow. And Omega. And Mint. And you know what? We're gonna give her the maneuverer. For this early stage. So, if you want to make your person with using a bow more effective, you want to equip the bow first on the left hand, not the right. Seems to work better. Ooh. Yeah. No, we're gonna need something better. Maneuver ain't that. Let's just give her the admint. I mean, you don't have to give her a bow, but she is best with a bow. second thought, let's give her the lunar helm. I could give her a ribbon, but the admin armor takes care of that. Where's my lunar helms? There they are. That'll give her more resistance and absorb both lightning and wind. Okay. So, it's now time we head for Mount Hobbs. But I can also go over here to a chocobo forest. That's right, along the shallows, the chocobo can actually navigate water. I think this might be the way to get to that cave. It is. Stardust and chocobo helmet. Make sure to get these. The chocobo helmet's an actually good early game helmet. And the best news is Chocobo stays. It no longer runs away when you dismount. Like so. It'll stay there the rest of the game. You are still limited on where you can go. Oops. So, if you want to do anything back in Antlion's Cave, grind, get Rosa up a little, you can. So we're heading into an undead area. So we're gonna take off the apocalypse. No, no, I'll just use dog. So now we know what happens here. You can do it. I can have you cast a freet. Rydia learn Fire 1. So, Rosa has prey, that's from her Game Boy Advance skill. Prey's decent right now, but it's not really that good compared to it later on. But she does gain Ultima, Holy, Cure 5. Cure 5 bypasses Reflect. So, as usual, continue the scan. Normally, you'll want to do some grinding here to get Rosa up for the boss. At least till you can gain Cure 2. She doesn't have scan. However, Dark still works. A tent, a Gaia's gear. Virus. Black armor. And the thunder arrows. But we're not gonna do any of that. I can make it through the main game without grinding with my level. An arrow mode. Okay, let's you some items. Whiskers. And there is no cockatrice summon in this romhack. So that summon from the Game Boy Advance version is not in this one. So don't try to gain it because it's not in here at all. Arrow mode. That's hilarious. What's that? Yes. A monk? A bomb? The mom bomb that we also saw in 6. So, this battle works exactly the same. Make sure to scan it. Has 11,200 HP. Yang is considered one of the best physical fighters in the game later on, which you'll see. Now, I could end this right now. I can end this. I could have ended it without having to go through everything, but in a first playthrough you were. Now, keep in mind, once it does its little blow up, it's gonna really hurt. This is why you wanna have cure 2 on Rosa. Let's see, yep. I don't need any of that. And they ambush us. Then they have the sights on the wind crystal. Only students remain at the castle. Must have sent those monsters to distract you while they assault Fable. Then they'll arrive at any minute. This is our problem. That's where you're wrong. Hi Monk Yang join, and you have your first party of 5. So, Yang is about the best physical fighter in the game. If you berserk him, he can do insane damage. We'll give him double claws. So his physical attack's already at 255 without anything on. Barehanded. But his magic defense is weak. So, there's an extra battle coming up. More got added on. Another remedy. So we have another optional boss that is exclusive to this ROM hack coming up. So, here we go with the optional boss. Yang. And we have Gilgamesh. Yes, he is in this ROM hack. Unfortunately, 8-bit was not able to bring his song along like in T edition. Probably due to space. And he has 50,000 HP. Make sure to scan him. And I killed him. Technically, you're not supposed to kill him on your first playthrough. He'll run away after a certain set amount of damage. What was that? It seems he dropped something in his haste to flee. The thieves' knife. Actually, in the new form, the 8-bit was able to actually make Gilgamesh look like Gilgamesh. Good. I like that. So, the thieves' knife is a really good knife at this point. Allows you to steal and put enemies in paralyzed and blind. It's something even now I keep. Because it's a unique weapon. And no, there is no bomb summon in this ROM hack, so don't waste time trying to think that you can get it. Holy. The Lamia hop. Good hop for Edward at this point. And now we're headed Fable and making good time. So if I were to berserk Yang and just let him go crazy, he'd do insane damage. That is one of the optimal strategies against the super bosses in this ROM hack. But just be prepared if you do it that way of the counters they do. Make sure once again you're scanning anything new that comes in battle. I must always say that to make sure you remember to do it. Because it's very easy to forget that you need to do it. So, as you can see, there is a cave here. We can actually, I believe, get to that cave now. I believe with the chocobo. Yeah, I don't need magic dots. Two mid potions. So, as you see, there's a hidden area over there. Well, it's not hidden. It requires a black chocobo to get to it, but that is an optional dungeon with a boss. Whatever you want to do, you know you'll want to do it now. Fight-wise. Let's see if we can make it to that cave. We can. So, we made it into this cave. However, one of these chests is a monster in a box, and I think, yep, monsters. And even though it's likely not hard, it is enemies that are above where you are right now. And you gain 10 Medusa arrows and an all potion. I would highly recommend you come in here, you should, excuse me, be able to beat that with this team, even at a lower level. Let's just make sure there's nothing hidden. Because the enemies are pretty basic in here, make sure to scan those cave niggas. I don't believe there's anything too difficult in here that you couldn't do now, but we have monsters again. However, this fight, it might be a little too difficult for this team because we're fighting higher level creatures here. I can do it. Make sure to scan at least. But you'll likely run into real trouble here. But I would still recommend going into the cave and getting the first treasure for that all potion and Medusa arrows, because Medusa arrows are really good. For strength ring, if you could somehow beat it and gain the strength ring, do it. But more than likely you're not going to be able to unless you've done significant grinding. Although both the Golgan and Medusa, all they do really is petrify. But that Silver Man can actually really hurt you with physical. So get back on your chocobo and return. Okay, we want to take stuff off of Rosa because of the event to come. put this stuff away since we are no longer going to need it. Since they won't take part upcoming. And I don't want to lose any of this stuff. You know what? We can give her that. So make sure you have money to buy stuff, because you can buy the usual 3 claws, 3 blacks, the buckler shield. And remember, in this romhack, females can equip shields. If you remember, in the vanilla version, they couldn't. But I don't need any of that. But you will. Basic items. What I would recommend is Yang will begin with the Fire Claw as usual by the Ice and Thunder Claw. You already have all the black stuff. You've already picked up everything, so no need to rebuy it. And buy the bucklers for both Rosa and Rydia, or for Rydia, just to give her a little extra defense. Raid the castle for treasure. I see a lot of monks are injured. That's great. The Bacchus. Tent. Arctic wind. Elf cloak. Yang's wife. We'll keep everything on video anyway. You've returned, Your Majesty. The Kingdom of Baron will soon mobilize its elf force to seize this our crystal. A man named Galbez is behind this, and they are. Your Majesty, with all due respect, there's no time. The castle's defenses must be tightened immediately, but you're one of Baron's Dark Knights. How can I trust you? Oh, it seems my incident in Mysidia has spread. They came to my aid when all seemed lost. Please believe us. I'm sorry for the misunderstanding. And always say yes, don't say no. Miss, you're a white wizard. Yes, would you and the girl kindly aid our healers? So, now we have our none of this makes sense. Here they come, have at them. That we can't hold on that long. Remember, you do not have the ability to scan at this point. The best way to do this, defeat one of the soldiers, then focus on killing the captain so it doesn't retreat. You'll gain more experience that way, and money. The Wet Wings. And we can hold on up out here. We won't last against the airships. Basic monsters. You could have met the Reapers, the water hags earlier, so that wouldn't be a big deal if you had scanned them. Really? I know it's for story, but we could hold our own here. Again? A single gargoyle, okay. Retreat to the crystal room. Oh, that's lovely. Edward. Two iron swords and a leather. Uh-oh. So, you can actually win this fight. In New Game Plus only. You're not going to be able to do it on your first playthrough, or you probably could if you can keep your HP up. That means healing between jumps. You could possibly pull it off. Defeated him easily. As long as Ciso doesn't get knocked down, you should be okay to be able to continue. And then you get 10 and 10. And a pretty good item. Those impossible battles can be won. Now you can also get an ice shield here. But the event goes off the same as usual. And of course, Rosa must do the heroic thing. Cure. Once again, Garbez is 10 steps ahead of us. He had this all planned out. I'm not understanding why he's so far ahead. He's always 10, 20 steps ahead. One thing you must say, he's pretty efficient about doing stuff, about getting his way. You see, Hermes now, I'm not sure if that's due to who's controlling him, hint hint. Silk web, decoy, it just seems like no matter what we do, he's always ahead of us. He's efficient, Please rest here. But we need an airship. I doubt Rosa's in Baron again. Galbez would have had to take her someplace else. He has to know we'd be headed there. So the question is, how do we get there? Baron's main power is the Wed Wings. Its naval force is relatively weak. We go by sea. Then I will ask His Majesty for a ship pending his consent. I see Yang, go with them. We all see so much. A ship will be arranged soon. And Caesar, take this blade. A wandering dark knight left it here long ago. Just remember, a dark soul will never truly conquer evil. Receive the Deathbringer. Go to the harbor where the ship is moored. Yes, I know. So, of course, the Deathbringer is the best weapon at this point for Caesar Dark Knight. I believe the Deathbringer's off of the name from it in 12. So, we're coming to this. So, whatever you want to do it now. If you want to do some grinding, outside here is decent, or you can go back to Mount Hobbs, grind in there, gain a few levels. If you have anything you want taken off, make sure you do it. I don't need the flame armor, as it's not going to do anything for me. But yes, you can technically defeat Dragoon Kane in a first playthrough. It is not an impossible battle. You just have to make sure Caesar's HP stays topped off. And use the Drain Sword for that. The Drain Sword's very effective against him. Or the Blood Sword. Use that. That way you'll drain his HP and keep your HP high. Just make sure you're ready after he comes down after jumping and automatically drain him to get back your HP. If you keep going, you'll eventually be able to do it. Now, let's go take a look. Unfortunately, you can't scan him here, you'll have to do it at the boss rush. So, what he has, you could technically gain the diamond shield or the elven bow if you're lucky. He's at 47, he's got 28,000 HP, 1750 MP. It is a lot of HP, but with the drain sword, shouldn't take that long. So, easily winnable. Just, you're likely only gonna get one attack off before it jumps again, and then rinse and repeat. Just keep doing that, you'll eventually wear him down and win. And trust me, you want one of those, because that'll be the best armor at this point in the game. We need to use that Arctic Wind. I don't need the Bacchus, that just puts you in Berserk. Now we must take everything off of everyone. And no, things won't automatically un-auto-equip. So yeah, it feels like you barely get to use them. We will. You know what? We're gonna keep this stuff on. Let's head for the ship. Let's get a save. Honey, fight bravely for me. Yes, dear. You are too. Yes, ma'am. Take care. Yo, Caesar, I've heard of your feats. Make this ship your home. It won't be long. Let's set sail. So, we're on a boat. However, there's a couple of surprises upcoming that are exclusive to this ROM hack. What's the plan after we reach Baron? Let's find Sid. He's an airship expert. I hope he is well. Are you cold? He senses something. It seems we have company. Get ready. So, we have a random battle that's exclusive to this ROM hack. Arctic wind. Everyone okay? More incoming second battle. So this stuff is from the next upcoming dungeon. Shouldn't be too hard. Make sure to scan everything here. And now the game proceeds as normal. Now, I do have to wonder why Leviathan appears now. Which I already have here. Stop screaming and stand fast, you buffoons. Now, I'm not sure how Yang ends up where he does. And it gets us just before we hit Baron. Coincidence? Was that planned? Why did Leviathan appear now? Is it because of Rydia? So now, and we return, to the town that we decided to be bad. Kind of ironic that we return to this place. And I doubt they're too happy to see me. What do you want from us this time? I am Cecil, ex-captain of the Red Wings. I've come to beg forgiveness for my sins. Apologies won't bring back our fallen friends. However, I'll listen to your plight. Thank you. I'm battling the one called Garbez, the mastermind of Bell. He has captured someone dear to me. My comments and I set out to rescue her, but Leviathan sundered the ship. It would seem this is your trial, but as long as you depend on the dark sword, you'll never defeat true evil. Moreover, you could be consumed by its darkness at any time. Yes, I know this. And Rosa is in danger. You can save no one as you are now. You will need to climb Mount Ordeals and become a paladin. Paladin? This warrior is he who wields the sacred light. However, many have sought to overcome, yet none return. Of course they tried and failed, because they want the one. With your dark sword alone, this trial may prove too dire. And then you'll get the twins. So, you're that Baron dude, huh? Be grateful I'm gonna help you. Different wording right here. A change. These two? They're quite gifted mages despite their age. You're lucky the mighty Palin will help you. Palin, behave. How do you do, sir? Cecil. Palin, you must greet him. Stop, dude. Black mage and white mage, both of them join. Go to Mount Ordeals. So, the twins are no different than they are in vanilla. However, they have way more spells, including one spell that only Palin can learn. Flare. Yes, flare. Because remember, nuke is just really flare. Now, I really haven't looked with them at all. And Poem also has Cure 5. Yes, there's a Cure 5. It's probably the only game I've ever played that had a Cure spell up this high. Which, if you check, believe it or not, the ultimate healing spell, White Mage's Rite of Passage, and it can bypass Reflect. So poem's pretty much the same as Rosa. Palem's pretty much Rydia, but has Flare and Quasar. Yes, Quasar from 6, it's in this game. So let's get them equipped. We're going to be giving them rods. Of course, they can equip shields. And they can, even Palem can equip the Loki's harp. They're not meant to be overpowering in anything other than magic. What is my best white magic staff? Stardust is black. If you can somehow get a Sephiric shield early on, it's the best shield in the early part of the game, but it'll get outclassed later. The curse string is used as a way to make Ciso's agility lower, which then in turn makes the enemies attack less because their agility is based off of Ciso's stat. The Nirvana. I'm gonna give him or her so they're all equipped. We'll make it to Mount Odios and then likely stop for the night. I'd say we've made significant progress. But I've been going for over 2 hours and want to see if I can go to sleep earlier tonight. But let's at least make it to Mount Odios and we'll begin there tomorrow. I would recommend you gain and start gaining up the twins to make them stronger. Boast will raise the party's wisdom. Cry will lower the enemy's magic defense. So the twins already have a couple of things. Flare. then Quasar. Once again, make sure you're scanning your enemies. He also has Starfall, which is unique to, but Edward can also do it. Pyro. They don't have anything new twin-wise. So, the mini-mages in the back can drop Sapphiric Shields. It is mythical and could take quite a while to get, but you could get one. Quasar. But it's gonna probably take you a while. Not bad. And a wind spear. You can get quite a few of them here. So you got some pretty good things to fight here. I would highly recommend you do. Makes your life just a little easier, Mount Odios. The only thing Talon doesn't have is Psych. Interesting. I never noticed that. kick against win. Arrow. Make sure you're scanning. I've been getting a few magic dots. I don't need to keep them. Oh, excuse me, I hope you didn't hear me yawn right now. The dancing knife, that's a good knife. Or just walk. So, I think we'll end it here tonight. I'd like to thank you all for coming and join me tomorrow night, same time, as we continue with Mount Odios and becoming a paladin. So, if you're still here watching the live stream, a thumbs up and a follow on YouTube and a follow and a sub on Twitch would greatly help me, the channel, and the vid tremendously. And on Twitch, if you sub before the end of August, you'll gain VIP status. It doesn't matter if it's a Prime sub or tier sub. And the link to get the patcher, which was just released, is in the description below if you want to play this game. As I stated, the only thing you need to download is Final Fantasy II US version. That's it, and then it'll automatically patch it so you can play it. And I highly recommend you do. 8-Bit did a great job, and so did everyone supporting him. Yeah, it's not as in-depth as Tea Edition, but Sushi's some kind of super coder that was able to do miracles to make Tea Edition as good as it was. So, I wish you all a good night. Thank you, Beastie Man, as usual, for jumping in. And salute to Dan, who's been lurking on Twitch. I appreciate it. And let's see who we're going to raid. Sorry, YouTube chat, once again, I am not at 1,000 subs, so I can't redirect. So, all of you over there, you all have a good night. Let's rate this person. So, rate is gone out. You all have a good night. This is Sola signing out.